Hello, everyone. This is going to be a quick overview of how backgrounds work on Attorney Online. So, backgrounds, there can be any type of image format like JPEG, PNG, or WebP. As you can see right now, I have a E999 PNG background, but they can also be animated formats like a PNG, GIF, or WebP as well. So, let me switch to a animated background to demonstrate. PNG, PNG, right? And when you type with your character, you like your shop on top of it, like hey, right? And so one of the first things I want to get into with backgrounds is you might be wondering like, hey, like why are there like black bars in the screen? So the first thing you should know about backgrounds is that they scale based on whatever theme you're using. So right now I'm using KFO QHD theme, which is 16 by 9, 960 by 540 resolution. And uh, this looks better. This is a better example on the 999 background, so BG 999 cargo. Right, so as you can see, like there's a clear difference between how it looks on the QHD theme and its attorney theme, and that's because as this background I have right now, the 999, it is on DS resolution. It is actually like smaller than the theme I'm using, the QHD, so it has to like upscale it in order to fill the screen, and that can cause it to like blur. It doesn't look as well, and it doesn't even fill the screen, so it has to be black bars. So you have to keep that in mind, like the aspect ratio. This is 4:3, while the theme is 9. Uh, what's it call it? 16 by 9, I believe. Meanwhile, if you look at the Ace Attorney background, right, it's like a smaller screen. I believe this is like the resolution of a DS screen, so it looks like way clearer, like less blurry, since it's like on its original aspect ratio. So you just keep that in mind. Generally speaking, if you're looking for backgrounds, my rule of thumb is that you should look for higher quality backgrounds because even if like even with HD backgrounds, even if you have to downscale it, it still looks like very well. So let me show you an example. PG default. As you can see, this background is actually 960 by 540. It fits like the screen, and as you can see, it looks pretty good, and it also looks pretty good on right on the smaller screen, even though it's downscale. So it generally works like this way, but the other way around, when you have to upscale like a small background, it blurs it. You could see with the 999. So try looking for HD backgrounds and like the downscaler itself. So, but let's get to that actually. So, the best tool for finding backgrounds is Google, of course. So I'm gonna make like a winter park. I didn't even get to this, but for in the files you go to base background, and backgrounds are stored in folders. You could make your own folder. Right now I want to make like a winter park uh, background, so I'm gonna make a new folder. Winter park. There is no limit of how many backgrounds a folder can have. So you could have like 1 or 100. Like the sky's the limit. So winter winter park backgrounds visual novel. Right. So I'm gonna fill this up, and I'm here like let's see which one like fit our purposes. These all look pretty good. You have to each role play will have their own purposes and needs. So you have to keep in mind about that. This background has a watermark, so better not use this one. This one looks really good, so I'll save it. This one also has a watermark, but like we'll ignore it for now. Uh, I'll save it. It's also like good practice. You should credit whichever artist you're taking the background from. If you know it, of course, is generally a good practice. I'm gonna save it, background, Winter Park, and I'm gonna call it like park. Right, so it's now on my Winter Park folder, on the backgrounds folder, inside the base folder. There's a lot of like folders inside folders. But anyway, so I have it there now. So what I will do now, if you want to put a background inside an area, you do BG Winter Park, which kind of like as like a turning online, like hey, like look inside this like folder for backgrounds, and it doesn't show me anything right now. Which you might wonder like why not? So not so so it looks inside the folder, but you have to like specify like what part are you looking for. So in order to do that, you would do pause position lock park. Right, so now whenever I talk, hey, see I'm in this background, right? And it fills it up. This is a HD, so it's filled up in this theme, and it's also in the smaller theme, it also shows. And now uh, another thing you can also do is add overlays to backgrounds, and the way you do that is you let me actually find one real quick. So rain overlay GIF. So you find like the overlay doesn't even have to be a GIF. It could also be like you know, a still image or whatever, right? But I want to like use rain as an example. So rain and save it, you know, same folder as your background. So park underscore overlay. So what that it does is like it adds like an overlay to the background you're asking. So save. So now if I reload the theme, right, it shows me like the rain. Like isn't that pretty cool? And uh, right now, uh, so an example you how you could use this in a role play. Like let me copy. Right, so you could have like a version of the park with rain and one without rain. So park no rain. Right, that you could use. There's a lot of uses to kind of this overlay. Like the overlay goes above the character, so as you can see, like you see the drops falling. And one last thing before I go is there is a way of you to use multiple backgrounds inside one single area. Right now I am in one area. So, but first I need to like get another BG. Let me get one real quick. Let me just copy, paste, rename door. So in order to have multiple backgrounds in one area, you do the same thing as I did before, post lock park and comma bed. So adding a comma kind of like is you know, it adds another background to the area, kind of like another position. So now if I do post, I right now I'm in post park, but if I were to change to post bed, right? Huh, that's weird. Oh, post door, never mind. I post lock park command door post door. See, right, I mean, using that background, and you know, this is useful if you're like in an area with multiple positions, but you don't want to change the area, you know. But yeah, that's about it. That's a general overview about backgrounds. If you have any other questions, like you can always shoot me a DM. You could ask publicly on KFO. But yeah,